Welcome, everyone, to this Click, Create, Curator Spotlight. Today, we have Transcendence by Coldie. How does the theme inform people's experience of the art?
The theme of the drop is transcendence, right? So it's not like a style theme, but it's a symbolism theme, which for me, when I'm putting on my curator hat, I can more easily encapsulate different types of art through like a message or like an ambiguous feeling, right? I think life overall is a lot deeper than what we see. And I think everyone's life is transcendence. It's all about moving into new realms, into new. Like transcending is just going from one to the next. And I think that word is big enough that it could mean anything to anyone. So I pick a theme that is about movement and progression, right? Which I think is all any of us are doing. So I picked that as a framework. And then I picked people who I respected their art and also felt that over the years of watching what they create, they could fit into this theme that might not be what they're consciously going after, but as a collector, I see like, yeah, that kind of has those vibes. Bringing that together and not knowing what's going to happen at the end, it's like a scientific experiment where I have a thesis, and then I run a couple experiments, and I got a result.
How does the art speak to the cultural moment we are living in?
In maybe a selfish sense, I hope it uplifts a bunch of people. You know, like, not that we could control other people's emotions, but there's a lot of things in culture that are being thrown at us. We're being bombarded at all times. Sensory overload. The more we can kind of like channel just some positivity into the mix, I think is really important. It helps create a balance. If we can talk about transcendence, we can understand that nothing is forever, right? It's always in constant movement. So we have to know that right now is not going to be the same as it is metaphorically tomorrow. We are evolving and we are transcending, even if it feels like a snail's pace. Like, there is a path that you might not be aware that you're even on. Let's just understand that we're all transcending, right? And we're just here right now.
What reflections do you have on this Click, Create, Curated collection?
It's a huge honor to get to curate. You know, if I could just like to speak to that, like, thank you for entrusting my vision on something that you really gave me no rules about. It's just flowing, and I can't wait to see it like take form. This has been a fun experience. You know, everything is firing and aligning. This ambiguous, amorphous, like thought is now being manifested through transcendence into this package, and like, I'm already stoked.
How did you choose the artists involved with this collection?
I've known a lot of these artists for years, all separate walks of life, and to throw this theme at them, they were like kind of excited because it was so open-ended and it was kind of a positive. It's not like degeneration. It's like growth. Every single one of these people, like, it wasn't like, who should I pick for my fifth one? I was like, no, it's these people. Hopefully they say yes. I've kind of sprinkled people through the weeks, so it's different styles, different vibes throughout. So like, I want people to show up each week and check out the transcendent vibe for this week. If people just come and look at it, it can be a TLDR for your soul.
How did Giant Swan inspire your artistic journey?
I've known Giant Swan for multiple years as a collector, and this is not at all to pump my own bags. I own Giant Swan's very first mint ever. It was a edition piece on Known Origin in like 2020, I think. I had never heard of this person. I had no idea anything about them, but I saw the art, and I realized, and it said in the description that it was fully made in VR. Blew my mind, right? Like, that alone, at that time of creation, I was like, I need that. And that's the kind of collector I am. I don't have a style, but I know I have an eye. I was like, I need that, right? So I got to know him over over the years through that. Like, really great guy. He created an art studio. He got studio space where he's painting in VR, and that is actually why I got my own art studio, was because of Giant Swan. What he was doing, it had such an impact on me. It's like, I need space, right? So I gave this idea to him, and I said, just go. He's stoked. His piece is sick as shit.
How does Helena Sarin's work encapsulate Transcendence?
Helena Sarin, OG generative artist. I couldn't even explain to you how she does what she does, but it is on such a high level of generative artwork that she stands alone. I have several of her artworks. She's just a master of her craft with the same style of generation, right? Transcendence is about a movement, right? So to me, Helena encapsulates that in a technology way. Like, there's different ways of transcendence. She transcended image making and art creation, right? So Helena comes in with a little bit more of sometimes an abstract figure, sometimes a literal figure, but she's not like a certain style. So it was fun to bring her in, give her this theme of transcendence, and know that she is going to do her Helena thing, which is always sick as shit.
Why will collectors be excited for Marcelo Pinel's art?
I collect on Tezos, and I was there on the early Hen days, and I've collected a lot of really good art on there, and it has a different feel to it a lot of times than either art. There's just something about the vibe of the artist that goes on Tezos. As soon as I saw Marcelo's art, it was just a no-brainer to me, especially with this theme. I was always wanting to have a reason to have that next connection. And when this came up, literally, it was another obvious decision. When I saw what he made, holy shit, it's what I dreamed it would be, literally. I was like, God, I hope he does a piece that's like X, Y, and Z. And then it was like, hit it so hard. I don't even know how. It's classic. It's the classic Marcelo that I have. So this one is as a collector, I'm like, yes, thank God as a collector. It's very, very good.
Why was J.N. Silva an obvious choice for this curated collection?
J.N. Silva, one of the vibey dudes I will probably never meet. He has the aura around him, right? He's multidisciplined, blows me away with everything that he does. He is not a one-trick pony. I don't even think anybody knows what he's gonna make, because it could be any of 5 different styles that are all very avant-garde and sick as shit, right? So JN comes in as the transcendent wild card. You just know, because JN cares, and this is a theme. Again, as a curator, he was an obvious choice.
Tell us how Transcendence is reflected in your piece.
I stretched on this one. How are you going to make a piece of art about transcendence without transcending a little bit? Let's just keep it real. I wasn't just going to come in, make a standard thing. I wasn't going to hit the easy button, because that would not have been the goal. I've had this idea for 10 years about a character, this evolving character. And it's just been this amorphic thing that's just I wonder how someday I'm going to do that. Well, life finds a way, and this theme, it hit me. I'm like, oh, now's the time. He's been waiting on the side. He's the 6th man. He's like, I'm ready to go, coach. Just put me in whenever you're ready. I'm cool to chill, but I'm going to fucking kick some ass when it's my time. And I'm stoked. It's totally way different than stuff I've done, in a sense. It still has a lot of my 3D animation stuff, but the theme, it's way vibey, and I'm just freaking feeling it.
Who is Victor Reyes, our Click Create Rising Star for May?
Victor Reyes is an OG graffiti muralist. He's, you know, like that's the whole different distinction of even a graffiti artist. He is a high-class, top-notch painter. I got to hang out with Victor in San Francisco. I was at an async event, and we got to meet up, and he was showing me a bunch of his sample works. He's like, "Oh, you seen this one?" And like every single piece, I was like, "Holy shit, this is so good." And now he has that background, and now he's coming into NFT land, and like it's a perfect blend. He knows how to use his tools. He is an artist, right? He uses spray paint and, you know, whatever tools he does use, art, right? So I brought him in as another on the abstract vein, right? Because you got to balance your curation. You got to have some literal, some figurative, some abstract, and just kind of rounds out the crew and just a nice little, that little perfect cherry on top. Boom.